Hey everyone. So I thought what I would make is a no-sew faux rice paper pocket. Y'all remember in one of our previous videos we made some faux rice paper. I absolutely love making these. They are so much fun. And I thought, I hate just like cutting it up. It's almost too pretty to cut up. So I thought, I'm going to make a pocket out of this. And, I thought, you could make one where you don't have to sew anything. You could just glue everything onto it. So that's basically what I'm going to do in this video. And I'm just taking bits of the fabric and cutting it up where it will work for both sides, and that way when you put it in your in your signature, you've got a pocket on both sides that you can use. And I'm sure there are videos like this out there. I did not find any. I just sat down last night and was trying to come up with something, a way that I want it to. And at first I was going to sew it, and then I thought, some people don't have a sewing machine, or they don't want to sew, or don't know how to sew. And, it's so easy to just glue it on. So that was the inspiration for this video. And so I'm just showing you how I ended up making mine. And it's a lot of fun. So I've got this cut down to where, it's even with it. And I'm going to put a little washi tape to kind of hold it in place, and then add some glue on the fabric part. And, we'll just kind of see how that works. And my washi tape is a little bit small. I wanted to cut it bigger. I probably should have laid it down and actually measured. Oh well. So I can cut off just a little bit of a piece maybe. Maybe I can just kind of, put it together where it looks like all one piece. We'll see if I can do that. So I'm trying to just kind of line it up here where it looks like it's all one piece. It's kind of hard to stick down. I think on the next one I'm going to do it with paper, and we'll see if that will work better than using the fabric. I like the idea of the fabric, just a nice soft texture, but we'll see. So I'm trying to fold it back because I don't want to get glue on the washi tape, because then it's just not going to work. And now what you could do to make the washi tape hold better over time, you could add the glue and then maybe press a book or something down on it, and I think that would work for the washi tape to kind of set it in place. And if you do have a sewing machine or wanted to, you could just sew right down the middle of the washi tape. That would sew it in place too. But of course, the basis for this video is to not have to sew. So we're trying to get around sewing. So I'm going to flip it around and basically just do the same thing on the other side. I think on this one, I'm going to glue it down first and then add the washi tape. We'll see how that works. So I'm going to have a little extra space where the glue won't be on the fabric, and then I can lay my washi tape down. So I'm just trying to press it down good, get out any excess glue, and then come with the washi tape. So I think I might just let it dry a little bit before I try to do that. I'm going to go ahead and cut this cheesecloth, and I like to bunch it together and just whack it with my scissors. That seems to cut a lot easier and quicker. And then you can just undo the bunch. And so I'm going to add it to the edge of each side of this. I wanted something, a little frilly, hanging off the edge of the pocket. I think it'll look really nice. I want something kind of beach bum look, so I want to add a little grunge to it. So that's kind of what I'm going for on this. Now it will take a little bit of time for this to dry. I feel like with fabric, it takes it longer, for the glue to set in the fabric. And so what I end up having to do with this is to, actually I didn't sit a book down on it because it would have stuck to the book. I just laid it down. And that's what I've done in the past with some of these, is just, lay it down and just, let it dry. Because I don't want to touch it too much with the glue being wet, because that cheesecloth, it's not the easiest to work with. Just the least little thing it can just pull up. So I'm barely, pressing it down. And then I put enough glue on there, I think, to where when it dries it'll set good. So I think this part of the fabric that I laid down, I think that's pretty good and set so far. So I'm going to go ahead and put the washi tape on the edge where it's not going to be touching the wet glue. And I went ahead and cut a bigger piece. So that extra little piece I cut, I decided to just not even worry about it. So I just took it back off. I'll find another spot for it. So I'm basically going to do the same thing with this one, but instead of the fabric, I want to try out the paper and see how that works. I just absolutely love this faux rice paper. I've got to make some more of these. So I'm taking a 4x6 journaling card. This is just one that I had in my stash. Some of the junk journal kits toward the end of the month received these because I was running out of some of the other little pieces of ephemera, the little maybe 2x3 or 3x4 pieces of paper. So I put some of these 4x6 journaling cards in there. And this will work perfect to work as a little flap to go over the pocket. So I'm taking about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit bigger piece, and just folding it over and then pressing it down, and basically just pressing it down. And instead of using my bone folder, I'm just using my fingernails or my fingers to just kind of mash it down real good. I think by doing this, you're giving it that crease, and it will be easier to have the glue, and then you've got that flap that's already going to fold over because, we made our score line, we folded it, we pressed it down. So, and sorry for all this shaking. I try not to, but sometimes you really got to press down on some of that paper and stuff. So, So I'm just kind of folding it back out a little bit because I'm going to be adding the glue and pressing it down. And I'm just using a thin layer and trying to get most of it over to the edge of it so that, hopefully a lot doesn't squeeze out on the side. But either way, I'm pressing it down. And then, I'll just rub my finger against it to get any excess glue. Or if you've got, a napkin or a wet wipe, you can use that too. With the faux rice paper, I wouldn't get it real soggy because, it might activate that glue that we use to make the faux rice paper. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I haven't tried it yet, but I would think if you got it wet, it might start buckling up on your coming undone, since it's basically just held together with glue. So I think I'm going to really like how this looks. Just wanting to make sure it's good and pressed down. So what I did, I went ahead and just let it sit for a little bit, let it dry, then came back with the washi tape. The washi tape will basically, I don't really know how much stability it will add, but it is cute. So, I add it for any extra stability. It might add any security to keep everything down. But once that glue's set, you're pretty much good. But I do like just, an extra layer of interest there. So now I'm going to see what it looks like adding it into the signature. Yeah, I'm really liking that. And then you can just open up the pouch and, put some journaling cards in it. I think I'll go ahead and put a few in there, kind of see what that looks like. And I think I'll go ahead and put maybe 3 more in this one too. And one of these horizontal cards for any journaling. Just tuck that right in there and then flip that over. So now this one I had to just let it sit out for a little bit, let it dry. And now I'm coming, and really I should have done this step first or while it was drying I should have separated, because it will get stuck. It didn't get stuck real bad, but still, depending on how much glue you might add, it might get stuck pretty good. This one got stuck pretty good. So, I'm trying to go slow. I don't want it to rip. If it does rip a little bit, I don't think that's a big deal. So I'm going to just fold that in half. Then I'm going to put this one in this other signature. I like for my signatures to be balanced. And so, if one signature's got the faux rice pocket, then I want the other one too as well. So I'm going to pick out some journaling cards to put in this one too. And I like to put a horizontal one in there, just for some journaling. And just tuck that right in, put that little flap over. I just absolutely love that with the cheesecloth hanging off the edge. I just love that. And I think I'll put a few more of the journaling cards. You can never have too many journaling cards or tuck spots, pockets. So that looks really good. That is the end of this tutorial. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope it will inspire you to make a faux rice paper pocket Such a lot of fun. Really adds a neat look to your journal. Thanks so much for watching.